it was my birthday, and all the other previous music mediums that I had were on cassette tape.
I actually remember going into my mom's bathroom and beating around the bush saying, "Mom, how much do CDs cost?"
I was just a young child, and I don't know, we'd always listen to country music in the car, and so I think I just asked if I could get like a Shania Twain CD, and I got it, and I thought I was so awesome.
I was at Walmart with my mom, and I'm like, "Hey Mom, will you buy this for me? Because this is really sweet." And she bought it for me.
The first CD that I ever owned was Smash Mouth Astro Lounge. I actually bought it for my best friend Alex Dew for his 6th grade birthday, and I listened to it. I said, "This is a great album. I gotta have it." So I actually doubled back to the store afterwards and had my mom buy it for me.
The first CD I owned was an Usher My Way album.
Very first CD, that would have been Weird Al Yankovic's Greatest Hits Volume 2.
The first CD I ever owned was Spice Girls. I'm really not kidding.
I used to really like country music, and I think that one of my first CDs was like Shania Twain or Reba McEntire.
The first CD was Classic Queen, is what it was called.
The way that you open a CD was pivotal.
To open the plastic, you want to use the slightly rounded tip. And then once you get that, you want to open the sticker with the sharper tip. This has tape on it.
Like right along this edge, if you can get like a knife blade in there and just slice along that, that's the fastest way you can get your CD open, or your jewel case open.
I have a bad habit of not cutting my fingernails, and they'll grow really long, and so I'll just pick at the plastic.
Sometimes I get really frustrated. I'll take my key to the corner, or I'll bite on the corner of the edge.
Once you open it, then you realize you're not even done. It still has that sticker that has the name on it, and so you try to open one end, but it's not going to work.
After you get the plastic off, they would have those sticky things on the top, and you'd have to like lift up the tab, and then when you would rip it open, like it would only get half of it, so then you'd have to get the other side, and it was so frustrating.
Like the stickers that you have on top that have the name and the title of the CD, I have known people that religiously will peel those off so carefully, and they will stick them in a binder to catalog all the CDs they've ever bought.
A lot of times I kept those strips, little stickers that said what it was, and I'd put it on like my car or something like that for street cred.
You have to listen to a CD all the way through. You can't skip any songs the first time. That's like committing murder if you do. It breaks rules.
I think that when musicians put out albums, you know, they line up their songs in a certain way so you kind of get a certain feeling, or so they can go from highs to lows, and so that's what I like about CDs is actually listening through the entire album and kind of getting the feel for it.
I'd always like to wait till the end. You'd wait like 2 minutes and then there'd be like a secret song.
If the occasion permits, I listen to an album all the way through.
I try to, but it usually doesn't happen right away.
The only really way before I was 16 that there was possible for a boy of 15 minus age to listen to a CD was through a boombox.
I think I shared one with my sister. It also had like a little tape deck in the front so we could listen to tapes too. But yeah, I occasionally would put it on my shoulder, I'm not gonna lie.
In the day, I would have, most of my music listening was out of this little thing.
I had a Discman. I didn't have a genuine Sony Walkman.
How cool was it to have a Walkman and to like have those lame headphones? Like now we have Skull Candy, but back in the day it was like those lame styrofoamy ones that like, you know, they barely fit over your ears.
That was back before earbud headphones were comfortable. So everybody had, it was a matter of who can get the biggest, hugest, coolest headphones.
The headphones I had, they didn't go over the top of your head, they hung over your ears, and then they swooped around the back of your neck. And I would lay in bed, but I couldn't lay with the swoop hitting the back of my head, so I would turn it, and I would turn so the thing was over my eyes, and I felt like I was Cyclops in bed.
But then you got into high school, and then it just turned into the car, and you had to just blast it as loud as possible. and so that people couldn't hear you like singing over the top of it.
I like listening in the car. I like to rock out. We always used to play the drums, you know? I love just banging out some drum beats.
Back in the day, back before all this iPod stuff and putting music on your phones, you weren't cool until you had a bigger CD wallet than everyone you knew. And it had to be able to hold all the CDs of everyone you knew.
I just resorted to the mega pack that had like 200 CDs plus, and I thought that one was the best. It had a really good grip handle that you could hold on to.
I had one of those like 200 cases. Nah, it was all the way full.
I had a huge like 200 disc CD case.
I had a red and black little CD holder. It was usually inside the Bronco, my Bronco.
When I got like a car and stuff, I would burn. That's why I would burn doubles. I'd burn the double and put it in a huge book, and then just have a book of doubles in my car, so I never had to risk losing the case or getting my original stolen.
My CDs actually got stolen twice. So I had to rebuy those same CDs and then get new ones. Then they got stolen again. And then I just got to the point where I was like, I had to prioritize, and so I only bought the ones that I figured were gonna last a long time, like in my actual music interest.